Have you ever stopped to wonder where all those reports, the ones that guide billion-dollar tech decisions, actually come from? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden world of vendor-sponsored IT research. It's a world where the line between objective analysis and really sophisticated marketing can get dangerously blurry. So, let's just dive right in.
Now, this is part 8 of our 10-part series, and it's all based on a massive report called Integrity Under Siege from Virtualization Options LLC. In this part, we're really focusing on how corporate influence can twist the very information that we all rely on to understand technology.
Okay, picture a boardroom. Right now, big investments, strategic pivots, even public policy are all being decided in rooms just like this one. And everyone in that room, they're relying on what they think is expert, unbiased research. But here's the question. What if that research isn't telling the whole story? What if it's actually designed to lead them to one specific conclusion?
And that really gets us to the heart of the issue here. The fundamental tension, this double-edged sword of sponsored research. It's all about the promise versus the peril. See, on one hand, these reports promise to give us exactly what we need. Expert insights, clear data. They look authoritative, they're easy to get. But on the other hand, you've got the peril. And that's the hidden commercial bias that can totally warp the findings and lead smart, well-meaning people to make some really bad decisions, all based on what's essentially a marketing document dressed up as research.
So how does this actually play out? Well, to get to the bottom of it, you've got to do one thing: follow the money. The problem isn't always about bad actors or malicious intent. It's a flaw that's baked right into the system itself.
The core issue has a name. It's called a structural conflict of interest. And really, it's a pretty simple idea. The moment a company pays for research about its own products, you create this unavoidable tension. On one side, you have the search for objective truth. And on the other, you have the need to protect the company's financial interests. And you know what? Those two goals are very often in direct opposition.
This conflict of interest then leads directly to a skewed research agenda. First, the sponsors get to set the priorities. They fund the questions that are probably going to make them look good. Then, step 2, they suppress the topics that might be critical or unflattering. So what's the result? A skewed public record, where a collective understanding gets shaped by commercial needs, creating these massive, dangerous blind spots.
So how exactly is this agenda controlled? Let's take a look inside the playbook, at the specific tactics that get used to manipulate the results.
This influence happens in a few key ways. We're talking about cherry-picking only the favorable data, while anything negative or inconvenient just gets omitted. A lot of times there's contractual control, meaning the sponsor has to sign off on the report before it ever sees the light of day. This, of course, leads to censorship or, just softening the critical language. And sometimes they even use paid influencers to create this false sense that there's an independent consensus.
And just look at this chart. This really shows you the outcome of those tactics. A staggering 75% of the findings that get highlighted in these reports are positive. Mixed results? They get a little bit of airtime. But the truly negative findings, they make up this tiny little fraction, and they're usually buried deep in an appendix, or more likely, they're just never published at all. This just flies in the face of the most basic principle of science. Evidence is supposed to drive your conclusions, not the other way around. The moment you start with the conclusion you want, say, my product is the best, and then you go searching for data to back it up, you're not doing research anymore. You're creating an ad. And if you think this is a low-stakes game, just look at the parallels in other industries. In the pharmaceutical world, we've seen cases where companies buried vital safety information just to protect a product, and they used the exact same playbook. Legal threats, blocking publication, intimidating researchers. The tactics are nearly identical, and the potential for real harm is just as serious. The problem here isn't just about a few misleading reports. The impact ripples outward, creating these cascading consequences that can cause real systemic damage. Just think about public policy. Lawmakers often aren't tech experts, so what do? They rely on these industry reports. But if the input they're getting is flawed and the analysis is totally biased, then the policy that comes out the other end is going to be ineffective at best and, downright harmful at worst. It creates this closed loop where the industry basically gets to regulate itself. And we absolutely cannot forget the human cost in all of this. Independent researchers who dare to challenge the official story, they face immense pressure. We're talking legal threats, online harassment campaigns, being professionally blacklisted. This creates what's called a chilling effect, where other scientists get scared to even ask the tough questions. And for a young researcher just starting out, it's an impossible choice: your integrity or your career.
Ultimately, all of this leads to a full-blown credibility crisis. As people get wise to the bias, they start to doubt all research. Legitimate, independent studies get thrown in the same bucket as the sponsored marketing pieces, and it becomes almost impossible for the average person to tell the difference. This just poisons the well for everybody.
This slide really brings the scale of the problem into focus. In a field as critical as artificial intelligence, an incredible 80% of the papers at top conferences have corporate affiliations. What that means is a handful of powerful companies are effectively steering the entire direction of AI research, and that could mean crucial ethical and societal questions get pushed to the side.
And that brings us to the ultimate consequence. When the search for knowledge gets replaced by the search for profit, the very idea of research loses its meaning. It stops being a public good, it becomes a private marketing tool, and it's stripped of its legitimacy and its value to society.
And so that leaves us with a really critical question. And it's not just for IT professionals or policymakers, it's for all of us. In a world that is just saturated with sponsored content and hidden agendas, how do we sift through all that noise to find what's real? How do we find the truth?